Hey Blue Team, welcome to beautiful Buenos Aires. Today we're in a park doing a whole body 20-minute yoga flow. It is a fabulous day for yoga. Let's start seated. Stretch your left hand to the side, and now reach your right hand overhead and lean to the left. Keep your shoulders relaxed and the bicep in line with your ear. Now switch. Place the right hand on the ground and reach the left hand overhead and lean to the right. Remember to relax your shoulders. Move to a tabletop position for our cat-cow exercise. Arch the back and look up, and then round the back and bring the nose to the belly button. Repeat this cycle at your own pace. Now let's stretch the feet. Sit back on your heels, but keep the toes on the ground to stretch the soles of your feet. This can be uncomfortable, so adjust the weight of your heels to increase or decrease the intensity. Let's move to our first downward facing dog. Hips all the way up and press your chest to the thighs. Feel free to walk out your dog and stretch this out. Now come to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and push through to downward facing dog. Let's repeat. We're going to get warmed up. So plank, chaturanga, upward facing, and downward facing dog. Let's do it again. Plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, push through to downward facing dog. We're starting to build some heat in the body and get warmed up. Plank again, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Plank, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing dog. You're doing great. Now come to your downward dog and place your feet slightly wider. Take your left arm and reach for the outside of your right leg and look underneath the right arm for a great upper back stretch. Come back to downward dog and repeat this to the left side. So right arm to your left leg and look underneath the armpit toward the left. Come back to downward facing dog. Bring your right leg forward, left leg forward. Now come to a ragdoll pose. Grab your opposite elbows and just hang here. Rock side to side if that feels good for you. Bring your hands to your shins for a halfway lift. Forward fold, stand all the way up. Do a slight back bend if that feels good, and then back down to your forward fold. Let's repeat this sequence again. So hands to shins, halfway lift. Forward fold back down. Stand all the way up for your slight back bend. And forward fold. Let's do this one more time. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Stand all the way up for your slight back bend. And from here, just go ahead and bring your hands to the ground. Right leg back, left leg back, plank, and go right into a downward dog. Bring your right leg up and come to a plank. Bring your knee to the right elbow and pump. Bring it back up. Now to the center for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back up. Now cross it to your body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it back up. Stretch out that leg. Go ahead and open up the hips for a nice stretch. Place that foot back on the ground and walk out your dog. Plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and push through to downward facing dog. Now let's do some work with the left leg. Bring the left leg up. Bring that leg to your left elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it back. Now to the center for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back up. Now cross the body to the right elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg back up. Open up your hips. Come back to your downward facing dog. And from here, knees down, relax into child's pose. Stretch your hands all the way forward. Rest that forehead on the ground and relax. Push back up into downward facing dog. Bring your right foot forward and raise up to warrior one. So your back foot is out about 45 degrees and your hips are facing forward. Arms are straight up overhead. Now come to a prayer and twist to the right. So it's going to bring your left elbow to your right knee and you're going to be twisting to the right side. Return to warrior one. Bring both hands down for a plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Now let's do this on the left. Left foot forward, come up to warrior one. Hands come to prayer pose. Now bring your right elbow to the left knee and twist. Return to warrior one. Bring both hands down to the ground for plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, push back to downward facing dog. Stay in downward facing dog and let's do some heel raises. So bring your heels up and back to the ground. Let's repeat this. And down, bring it up, and down, bring it up, down, up, down. Now bring the right leg up and bring it forward to a lunge. Your front knee should be over your ankle. Now drop the left knee to the mat for a deep stretch through the hip flexors. Now shift the weight back and fold forward for a hamstring stretch. Place both hands on the ground, shoot your right leg back, and go right into downward dog. Let's do our heel raises again. Up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down. Now, left foot forward, get back into that lunge. Now drop the right knee down to the mat and sink in here for a great hip flexor stretch. Shift the weight back and forward fold for the hamstring stretch. Hands down on the mat, left leg back, plank, downward dog, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, press back to downward dog, and let's get into a child's pose. Come to a tabletop position and take your left hand and thread the needle by reaching it through the right side of the body and relax into this stretch. This is great for the upper back. Now return to your tabletop position and thread the right arm under left. Return to your tabletop position. Now extend into a puppy pose. So the arms go forward, forehead is on the ground, but your hips remain in the air so that your hips and your knees are aligned over one another. Start to make your way to a seated position and make a diamond shape with your legs. The soles of your feet will be together, and from here you'll just fold forward. Now extend both legs and fold forward in the middle. Now shift to the left side. and shift to the right side. Next, come to a seated position and then up to your knees for camel pose. So your hips are going to be aligned over your knees, and you're going to reach back for your heels. You can prop up on your feet to make it easier for you. Then you're just going to relax back and arch your back. Look towards the sky. If this is too intense for you, then just use your hands to support your lower back for a less intense back bend. Using your hands for low back support, go ahead and come back up. Make any adjustments that you need. And let's do camel pose again. So grab for the heels and arch the back. Make sure you engage your abs through this pose so that you're still bringing support to your lower back. Go ahead and support yourself. Come back up. And we'll do this pose one more time. Go ahead and support yourself and bring yourself back up. Now take the right leg and bring it forward for pigeon pose. You're going to cross it parallel to the front of your mat, shoot your left leg back, and comfortably get into your pigeon pose. You can lean forward here, or you can stay seated or staying straight up. I choose to stay straight up today. Wherever you're at with your practice, just relax into this pose. Now bring your left leg forward and swing your right leg back for pigeon on the left side. Again, wherever is comfortable for you, you can choose to lean forward or stay upright during this pose. Okay, now keep your left leg forward, and you're going to come up to a lunge. With your right hand, grab your right foot and pull the foot up for an in-depth quad stretch. Go ahead and just switch sides. So you're going to bring the right foot forward now. With the left hand, reach for that left foot and bring it up for a quad stretch. You're always welcome to cushion the knees here with either a pillow or by folding your yoga mat over, and that'll provide more cushion for the knee. Go ahead and release that leg. And now the time you've all been waiting for. Go ahead and lay back. Get in a comfortable position laying down for Savasana. Go ahead and start to move your fingers, wiggle your toes. Take a nice deep stretch overhead if that feels good for you. And whenever you're ready, slowly start to come up to a seated position. Take a few deep breaths. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Blue skies and namaste, my friends.